Alright guys, so in this video we'll talk about how actually daily scalper strategy works. Okay, so what's the things behind, and who is actually a daily scalper. Alright, so let's start how daily scalper strategy works. So basically what we are doing here is we are using a daily and a weekly time frame to scalp. Okay, that means more specifically, we aim for like 5 to 20, 30 pips, depends on a pair, okay, maybe even 50, but 5 to 30 pips per position using daily and weekly time frame. Okay, so basically what we do is we find a very specific and exact areas of reversal on a daily and on a weekly time frame by using Fibonacci and structures. We put up pending orders there, but instead of catching the whole daily swings movements, all the impulse lines, retracement, etc., we are aiming just to take like 5 to 30 pips per trade. And this is the beauty of this strategy. You get a very high win ratio. Because why? Because imagine the whole market, the whole movements of the market like a big cake, very big cake. And our job is not to take, and everybody, the issue traders have is that each trader, each eater of that cake wants to get the biggest slice. The most amount of pips, the most amount of money, the most amount of percentage. This is the issue. But we, as a smart people, as an observers, as a daily scalpers, we understand that if we simply take just a little tiny piece of that cake once in a while, and we do it precisely and very often, that there is a higher chance that we'll get this tiny piece of cake very securely, without any fear, without any struggle, okay, rather than trying to eat and to catch the whole cake. For example, one big slice. So what we're basically doing, we are using the big picture, the daily and the weekly time frame, and we're not trying to ride the movements based on a daily time frame. Okay, so for example, one impulse like, but what we're trying to do is just to get a tiny portion of it. Okay, so we're taking, like, for example, if the movement is like 100%, we're trying to take 1% of that movement, and that gives us the result of that is, and the reason for that is because after years of observing, I have realized that the biggest issue traders have are losing streaks. They cannot face like 5, 6, 7 trades in a row. Okay, so when I was trading with a 3-combo strategy successfully for years, and when I passed that through others, I was observing why they cannot actually achieve the same results as I am. And the reason is not in the strategy. The strategy is profitable, and I was proof of that. I'm proving that. The problem is in the mindset, in how people are perceiving. So for example, if you lose 5, 6, 7 trades in a row, you whether you feel demotivated and you change the strategy, or you keep persisting. I mean, keep going. So for that reason, I said, how can I design a strategy which is safe, because we do not use a stop loss. So how to design a strategy which has high win ratio but is also safe? Okay, because we can do that as a daily scalper. We can also do that on a daily time, on a 1 minute, 5 minute, 50 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, all the time frames. But the problem is that when you're trading on a lower time frames, you lack of a big perspective, you lack of seeing the whole big cake, and you're so if you're scalping like on a lower time frames, you're literally like you're trying to get the biggest cake by smashing it, by going all in into it for it, like not seeing the big picture. But if you're trading, if trying to scalp out of a daily and weekly time frame, you are observing the cake while others are fighting for it. And when you see an opportunity, very specific and profound opportunity, then you just go to the cake and just take one little piece of it, and then you eat it. Okay, and these are the small but consistent wins. And this is a daily scalper. Daily scalper is basically like a sniper. Okay, it's a very good analogy. It's like a sniper. So if you put yourself in a role of a sniper, his duty is to be hidden. His duty and his job is to be silent, camouflaged, and like sort of a little bit more, I don't want, it's very accurate in whatever he's doing. He's very conscious. And he's not like a rushing, or like, let's go, like on a cake. Okay, you can imagine. You can imagine yourself as a sniper towards cake, okay? Not like a soldier with a machine gun, okay? But you're simply observing the cake like a sniper, and when there's an opportunity, you strike. Like, what's the difference between the strike of the machine gun and the sniper, okay? So it's very much stronger, sharper, faster, and from unknown. It's from unknown source, okay? So the target doesn't know where it comes from. And this is who is a daily scalpers. You are an observer. Sniper, the main role of sniper is to observe. And this is reason why I've taken the sniper as an analogy, because he's an observer, okay? And we simply observe the market. We simply observe others' behavior, traders' behavior from the price action. We observe the cake. And then where's the right time? When we get a perfect combination of Fibonacci's and the structures, then we simply try to aim for a tiny portion of our cake to get the consistent profits. So the job of the sniper is to shot as less amounts of bullets and to be as much efficiently with these bullets so that each bullet hits its own target. So in that case, our trades. Okay? So you have to change the perspective. You have to be like I would not say egoistical, but you have to keep the distance from the market and from everything which is happening, and be very sharp. You have to wait for the right opportunity and strike when it's needed. And this is why it's also, this analogy might help you to overcome the desire to trade a lot. Okay, if it is not your time, if the target is not like it's hitting in the building and you need to wait, the target is coming out of the building, it takes time. Okay, sometimes it takes like weeks, sometimes it takes like days, sometimes you get few in a day. Okay, so you have to understand who daily scalper is. Okay, so right now you understand it. Okay, I think it was more than clear, and you also understand how daily scalper strategy works. Okay. So try to identify with this kind of a persona who is a daily scalper, and also understand what we're doing, so that we're taking just a tiny portion of the cake by observing, but we do that very profoundly, very precisely. Okay, this is the whole point of a daily scalper. So the use of daily and weekly time frame gives us that ability to observe. If we would be doing that on our lower time frames, there's no way to do it. Okay, there's really no way to do it, because you get too caught up into the rushing to the cake. You're too caught up into a drama of the market, of noisy movement, of manipulations. But when you're on a higher time frames, daily and weekly time frame, also the news effect don't affect you so much. Brokers cannot affect you so much. Slippages are lower. Okay. Gaps are not so harmful to your positions, more and more and more. So the whole point is actually bringing the scalping way of trading, like taking few pips, into a swing trading method, so that we're looking a big picture and merging that together, and that gives us, guys, an enormous way how to get a consistent profits with as tiny amount of energy and stress and etc. as possible. Okay, so I hope that you like this video, and see you in the next one, guys.